Hey, welcome back to my channel. Haven't put a video out in a pretty good while because I've been really busy with work and trying to figure out my training for this next challenge. Full on, all in on trying to get ready for HYROX Miami. This will be my first HYROX, so I've been doing a lot of experimentation, and I thought probably would be good now that I'm about 5 weeks into the training to share with you what my training's looking like and how I'm trying to integrate it. Anyway, that's this video. I'm going to go through my HYROX integrated hybrid athlete training plan. Hi, my name is Sean Lancaster. I'm a 52-year-old hybrid athlete. In my late 30s, I found myself 45 pounds overweight, pre-diabetic, and struggling with high blood pressure. Today, after some serious body recomp, I'm in the best shape of my life. And now, I'm just an ordinary guy taking on extraordinary challenges in an attempt to become the best person and athlete I can be. This is That Hybrid Life. Thanks for watching. Okay, just a quick word about HYROX. HYROX is something that most people would call fitness racing, and I'm not going to go into a great deal of detail on it, but what I will say is that it incorporates 8 strength power stations and 8 kilometers of running. So you run a kilometer, do a station, run a kilometer, etc. until you finish. And it's a heck of a test. And well, anyway, so and because of that, it's really a different kind of training than I was doing to prepare for my first Ironman. So here we are on the big board. This is the overview of my training. Man, got a little bit of glare there. Let me see if I can get over here. I love this glass board, but it does have some glare. So essentially, each week, Sunday is a flex day where I do something, I get moving, but it could be an easy kind of zone 2 bike, or maybe a really easy recovery run, or just going for a hike or a ruck. Monday's really where the training week kicks off, and I do an upper body session. I'll show you that in just a second. And then I add on either a bike tempo workout or a 3/4 HYROX workout. This HYROX is a workout that I've created to work on my rowing and my compromised running, where I row a kilometer on an erg Concept 2 rower and then jump on a treadmill for a kilometer. And I alternate those and do 3 of those back to back. I did 4 in one session and it almost killed me. So what I've decided is that I get plenty of benefit out of doing 6K total, so a 3K run and 3K row. And I try to row at what I'm hoping will be my HYROX pace, which is about 2 minutes per 500 meters, shooting for about a 4:15 row split in my HYROX competition. And then I run on the treadmill. Right now I'm running about 8 miles an hour, which is about a 7:30 mile pace. That's what I'm hoping my race pace is going to be, and that I'm going to be able to sustain throughout all 8K of the HYROX. It's going to be a challenge. But anyway, that's that workout. A bike tempo workout's pretty straightforward. I just do it on the indoor trainer. And then I try to add on a 2.5 mile ruck at the end of the day. And that's usually with either a weighted vest or a backpack, carrying 20 to 30 pounds. So that's Monday. And then Tuesday is my lower body strength session, and again I will show that in detail in just a second as well. Then I throw on an indoor bike hit or a hit run session. So Tuesday's a hit high intensity interval day where in either of those, the bike or the run. Like if it's the run, I incorporate 5 to 6 approximately 200-meter all-out sprints. If it's on the bike, I go all out for 45 seconds or so at about 125% of my FTP, and then recover for about a minute, do that again. On the run, I recover a little bit longer. I recover maybe about 3 minutes for that. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday is a kind of a high zone 2, low zone 3 run, usually around 4, maybe push it up to 5 miles, and I do some core work. Then on Thursday, I repeat my upper body session and add on a 2.5 mile ruck. And then Friday is HYROX day. That's where I do a HYROX sim workout, which I'll go into a little bit of detail in just a second. And then Saturday is zone 2, trying to maintain my aerobic engine. And so I do a 90-minute zone 2 run. Now let's take a look at the individual workouts. So here is my upper body strength session, how it lays out. So I do a warm up where I really focus on shoulder mobility, do a lot of bands work, some stretching, that sort of thing. I have shoulder problems. So I do my shoulder mobility routine, then I do 4 sets of 25 push-ups alternating with 12 reps of pretty lightweight shoulder raises, where front and side shoulder raises. Again, trying to get my shoulders ready for the session. Then after a minute rest, go into 4 sets of alternating bench press and reverse flies on a 40-20 time split. So it's 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. So basically I do a set of bench press, rest 20 seconds, do a set of reverse flies, dumbbell flies, and rest 20 seconds, go back to bench press, and I do that for 4 circuits. Then 2 minutes rest, and then we jump to where I alternate dumbbell curls, and I just call them band pulls. Essentially what I'm doing is using a fairly heavy band to try to simulate a ski erg, because I don't have access to a ski erg for my training. Again, on a 40-20 work rest split. And after that, we do 4 sets of Arnold presses, dumbbell overhead press, alternating that with dips on. This is a little different. I do the Arnold presses on 40-20 and the dips on 30-30. Mainly because I have been having some shoulder problems, and pushing 40 seconds on the dips was aggravating my shoulder a little bit, so I kind of wussed out. And then on the next, then 2 more minutes of rest, just straight up rest, and then go into the last session here, 4 sets of dumbbell rows, single-sided. So I do right for 40 seconds, then 20 seconds rest, then do left, 20 seconds for 40 seconds, then do 20 seconds of rest and go back to right. Do each side 4 times. And then I take 2 more minutes of rest, and I do 2 rounds of what I call an ab complex, or my ab complex. They're basically hanging leg raises, and then crunches, elevated heel crunches on the bench. So, and then for the finisher, I've got a 5-minute, as many reps as possible, 5 pull-up, 15 push-up circuit. And I've been doing those pull-ups with either my weight vest on for the first couple of rounds, or a medicine ball. Lately I've been using a medicine ball, picking it up with my feet for the pull-ups. Yeah, that's it. It takes a little over an hour. And the last thing here, you'll see I do have noted I'm doing a push-up challenge. My brother-in-law challenged me to do 100 push-ups a day with him. He's really working on his fitness, and so I picked that up, and that's why I did the 4 by 25 push-ups in my warm-up on that. But I am doing 100 every day on that. That's a great thing. I've done that with a friend of mine before, and I love the push-up challenge. There is no better all-around exercise than a push-up for guys. Yeah, if you can get a buddy and you guys just hit each other up, you know, have you done your 100 today? Doesn't matter how you do them. 4 by 25, 2 by 50. Just to be funny, I did 25 sets of 4 yesterday on 10 seconds rest, and I got to tell you, it was actually surprisingly a little hard. So anyway, you won't regret doing 100 push-ups a day. Well, let me take that back. You will on day 3. Day 3, if you haven't been doing push-ups, will suck. But by the time you get into it, you're gonna love it. So yeah, 100 push-ups a day. Good stuff. Here is my lower body workout. It's a little bit different. The warm-up, I just do jumping jacks and air squats, do 30 seconds of jumping jacks, and then take 30 seconds of rest, do 30 seconds of air squats, 30 seconds rest, and then go back and do jumping jacks and air squats one more time. That's just to get the blood flowing and get loosened up. And then I go into, again, on the lower body, I do alternating exercises, much like I do on the upper body. So I combine step-ups, meaning just stepping up on a box, with goblet squats. And I usually do this with my weight vest on, so I've got 20 pounds. It's not a lot of weight, but, and then I pick up, you know, a pretty heavy dumbbell for me to do the goblet squats. So it's like 40 seconds of step-ups, and then 20 seconds rest, and then 40 seconds of goblet squats, and then go back and do it over for 4 sets. So then take 2 minutes of rest, and then I do 4 sets of lunges and calf raises. And now what I've been doing lately since I've started HYROX training, I need to correct this on the board. I don't do static lunges. My wife does static lunges, but what I've been doing lately is actual walking lunges with a sandbag just a little bit heavier than what I'm gonna see at HYROX. So I've got about a 55-pound sandbag that I put on my shoulders, and I do 4 sets, 40 seconds on 20 seconds rest of walking walking lunges. And then I just do 4 sets of calf raises with kettlebells in each hand. So then 2 minutes rest after that, and then we do 4 sets of Bulgarian split squats or lunges, however you want to talk about it. That's where you elevate your back foot and then do a single leg lunge or squat. Do that with a heavy kettlebell in one hand so that I've kind of got a balance, and it's really good for core. I love that exercise. Great for runners. Really good for any kind of athletic development. So anyway, we do 4 sets of those on the 40-20 split, 40 seconds work, 20 seconds rest. Take 2 minutes of rest there, and then I do, I don't do a lot of deadlifting because, well, I haven't really shared this on the channel, but even back through my Ironman training, I think when I went through my body recomp, I had a lower abdominal hernia that's probably been there for several years. And maybe I just didn't notice it because maybe it got a little bit worse for one thing, but I do remember actually one incident back when we were in Phoenix that I think I probably did something that worsened it a little. But it may just be that in dropping the weight, it became apparent. But so I'm dealing with the hernia, and I'm trying to avoid surgery. old man problems. So anyway, I'm trying to do all this training without pushing myself into a situation where I have to get surgery. So all that to say, I'm not doing any heavy deadlifting right now. And so I'm focusing more on single-sided dumbbell Romanian deadlift to develop mostly my hamstrings. And so we do a right-left alternation on that, 40-20, 4 sets on each leg. And then we take 2 minutes rest. And then next I do 4 sets of barbell squats at kind of a higher rep, lower weight again, because I'm trying to protect against that hernia. And yeah, I've actually added hip thrusts. As you know, so I don't know how to say it. Doing hip thrusts is kind of embarrassing. It's a little bit of a, you know, it's not a movement that you want to do in public or on camera, or, you know, but I will say that I need help on hip mobility and on maintaining my glute strength. So I swallowed my pride and I'm doing hip thrusts. So anyway, we're alternating those with barbell squats and on the 40-20 split again. And then do the ab complex 2 more times. And then the finisher on this is part of my Murph training. I do Murph squats for 2 minutes, many reps as possible. And that's with the weight vest on. And so there you have it. That's the lower body strength session. Now, so that kind of takes care of 4 of my strength sessions per week: upper body, lower body, upper body. And so in place of, normally I would do another lower body session on Friday, but in place of that, lately, to help me prepare for HYROX Miami and then of course HYROX Houston, I've added in this HYROX sim workout. And so basically the HYROX sim is to simulate a HYROX, and the one that I did most recently is about 3/4 of the workload of an actual HYROX. But so here's how it is for me. And of course I'm limited somewhat because I'm not in a HYROX gym. I'm doing this from home. But so basically I start off with a 1.4K run, and that's because that's 2 loops around the interior part of our neighborhood. And then I do 4 minutes timed as many reps as possible on my station work. So I push a sled for 4 minutes, and I'll hopefully be able to splice in a little bit of video. I bought a sled, and I've set up a sled area in my garage. So I was pretty concerned about the sled push because again, I'm trying to train through this without over-aggravating my existing injuries like my knee and my hernia. And so I definitely wanted to get a sled and make sure that I wasn't going to blow anything out. You know, you don't want that. You don't want to be that guy. And knock on wood, I won't be. But so far it's going real well, and I'll show you the sled setup I've got in just a little bit. But if I didn't lay that over with B-roll on this talking segment. So I do the sled push 4 minutes, and that's a long time to push sled actually. I'm hoping to do about half that amount of time in the race. Then I go run 1.2K because that's how far it takes me to get over to the Amendy Center in our community, which is where the rower is. Once I'm in the Amendy Center, I do 4 minutes of burpee broad jumps and then four minutes on the rower. And then it's a 1.2K run back to my home gym. I do sandbag lunges, walking sandbag lunges for 4 minutes. Then I do a single loop around my inner neighborhood here, which is 0.7K. And follow that up with 4 minutes of farmer's carry, which is brutal. I really hope I'm going to go a lot faster than that in the race. But talk about testing your grip. So 4 minutes on the farmer's carry, and then another 0.7K run, another loop around the inner neighborhood, and then finish with wall balls. And I gotta tell you, I totally underestimated wall balls. You know, watching it, I kept asking myself, why are these people struggling so much? And then I tried it. Holy crap, it sucks. And I don't know, at this point, it could take me 8 or 10 minutes to do the wall ball station. I've got to get better. So anyway, do 4 minutes wall balls, and I'm getting like counts in the 60s or something. So that's my HYROX sim. And so that's this position. Then of course Saturday is just a zone 2 run. That's straightforward and just trying to keep that aerobic capacity, keep those mitochondria, you know, trained up so that I can do some of that longer distance stuff. So anyway, so that's my plan. And we're gonna find out how it works out on February 24th at HYROX Miami.